Mhm. Hello, everyone. I'm here. My name is Emzy Shadows, and I'm here to meditate with you today. We'll be doing two meditations, one first on the body, the earth, the air, and then the space. And then we're going to do a meditation on breath and a Tonglen practice, which I'll explain later. And I'm going to as well do a little explanation on meditation. So first we can start by bringing our awareness to our posture, just checking in with yourself and allowing anything to come and go in your mind and in your perceptions. Noticing your breath and just noticing your awareness wherever it may be. Maybe you have thoughts, emotions, or sensations. They're all welcome in this present moment. And if you're uncomfortable, just make yourself comfortable as best you can. You can sit or lie down or stand or walk. Whatever you feel you need to do in this present moment. And now that you are comfortable and you've checked in with yourself, we can ask ourselves about our intention for being here today. What brought you here to this meditation practice? Just ask yourself that. And you might have a complicated answer, you might have a simple answer, or you might not have an answer. Just notice whatever comes up with this question. And just know that whatever reason we may have for being here today, all we truly want ever is just to be happy and free from suffering. So notice how this manifests in you. How do you want to be happy and free from suffering in this moment? And know that you were brought to practice for that very reason. And just allow any thoughts to come and go. If your mind is busy, that's okay. If it's clear, that's okay. We have no expectation for the moment. Just living it, just being in it is enough. And now we can start bringing our awareness to the top of our head. Just notice whatever is there. Could be tingly, could be no sensations, could be warm or cool. Might feel tight in your skull, around your head. Just notice any sensations you're feeling in your forehead, in your eyebrows, behind your eyelids if your eyes are closed. Noticing your nose, your cheeks, and your lips. And your chin and your jaw. Release any muscles that are tense that don't need to be tense. You might want to give it a little wiggle back and forth if that helps. And now notice your neck. Any sensations that are there. There could be negative sensations, or positive or neutral. Whatever's there, just be aware of it and allow it to be there. And if you're getting distracted by thought or other sensations or emotions, that's okay. Just bring your awareness gently back to the present moment. To this now, and this now, and this now, in your body. Feeling your shoulders right now. Not trying to conjure anything that's different. Just being present with whatever's there. In your back, in your chest, in your arms. You can go one arm at a time or both at the same time. Just noticing your elbows. Noticing any thoughts that come and go as you bring your awareness to your forearms and your wrists. Your hands, your fingers. Noticing any muscles that could be released in those places. Noticing your chest and your breath, if it's tight or if it's deep or if it's shallow. Anything that comes to mind when you think about your breath, just notice. Might be negative or positive or neutral, and all are welcome in this present moment. There's no fighting with any sensation that we are having, there's just accepting. Accepting the sensations in your abdomen, in your pelvis, in your buttocks, in your thighs. Noticing your knees, and just bringing your awareness all the way down to your calves, your ankles, and your feet. Just allowing anything to be there. Any sensation, whether it's good or bad, whether you have dialogues about it or not, just be there with it. And now whatever is touching the ground in your body, feel that. Feel the ground, or as close to the ground as you are. Whatever's holding you up, be it a chair or a cushion. Notice the stableness of the earth below you. Notice the stableness and steadiness of gravity that continuously holds you, no matter what state you're in. And notice the earth itself below you. Maybe you have neighbors below you, or just the ground. concrete or earth. Thich Nhat Hanh says, "You carry Mother Earth within you. She is not outside of you. Mother Earth is not just your environment. In that insight of interbeing, it is possible to have real communication with the earth, which is the highest form of prayer." So as we pray in this way, or meditate, whatever you want to call it, just noticing the earth below you, noticing your body is made from earth. We're all made up of the same things. And our bodies come from the earth, from food. So just notice this connection, interconnection, interdependence that we have to the earth. And now bring your awareness deep into the, as you can, to the core and at the other side. Encompassing the whole planet that you're sitting on. Bring your awareness to the sky surrounding the earth. The earth is holding the sky, and the sky is holding the earth in return. Covering it like a blanket, protecting us from space. Pema Chodron says, "You are the sky. Everything else is just the weather." When we can notice our mind as the weather, as thoughts swirl around, as we bring our awareness to the sky, into the clouds, and beyond it, the space surrounding us in all directions. Just notice that for a few more moments. Notice how vast space is. Just recognizing that in this moment. How vast space is and how small we are. And you can bring your awareness back through space into the clouds again, right back into this body that you have. And just breathing and just being, just sitting or standing or walking or whatever you're doing, just being with that here and now. Whatever the here and now brings you, Just bring your awareness to that. No need to conjure anything up, no need to do anything special. Just being present. Allowing thoughts to come and go like clouds in the sky. The sky does not judge the clouds for being gray or for being bright white. The sky is neutral. The sky is all accepting. And so is our awareness. Just allowing anything to come and go without following any thoughts and without pushing anything away. Just with being with it, with whatever's there. And if there's nothing, then just sit with that. And you can slowly ease out of this meditation. We'll do another one in a bit. I'm first gonna just talk about meditation. But before we do, you can stretch, get more comfortable, whatever you need to do. My foot fell asleep, so I might stretch that out. And that's totally normal. So, what is meditation? Well, the basis of meditation is awareness, and awareness is the knowingness, the thing in your mind that knows what you're doing, knows what you're saying, knows what you're thinking at any given moment. So when you recognize your awareness in the present moment, then you're meditating. And that's pretty much it. You can do it anywhere, anytime. And you're also supposed to have no expectation and no judgment as well. Just allowing anything into your mind without trying to push it away. Because we all get chaotic thoughts and busy minds. My teacher calls it a monkey mind. My teacher is Yungi Mingyur Rinpoche. And I'll quote him a few times during this meditation. during and so meditation is also rewiring your brain, in fact. So when you're meditating, you're creating, building more habits that are positive for your brain themselves through practice and just through, sleep and other things that your mind just does things on its own sometimes. But it helps build your mind's positive reinforcement kind of neuronal pathways. So that's what it does to your brain. But in your life, it also builds your compassion and sense of well-being and sense of peace. But it's not always the direct outcome. This takes time. So the misconceptions about meditation is that it's all about just calm, getting into this perfect, peaceful mind state that is just completely free from everything that can cause you suffering. But in fact, especially at the beginning, meditation is about accepting those mind states, accepting the painful side of your mind and experience as a human, and just being with that, being with whatever comes and goes in our experience, and not excluding anything. So even if sometimes you have an amazing, peaceful experience while agitated, irritated experience while meditating, because our minds can be very irritable. And that's okay, that's good too. You don't want to have kind of a bias towards any one experience. You just want to experience whatever it is that's coming and going in your mind. And that's meditation. And mindfulness is the same as meditation, actually. There is no real difference. It's just a westernized word. I think there's a few different meditators that brought meditate mindfulness over to the West, but I know John Kabat-Zinn is one of the main ones. And my that's where my training is with Yogi Mingyur Rinpoche. I've been training with him for 10 years. And recently I started training with John Kabat-Zinn, who does mindfulness-based stress reduction. So that's where I've been studying. I did a 5-day silent meditation retreat with him, and it was incredible. I really recommend their program, as well as Yogi Mingyur Rinpoche's program, who I've done all 3 of his Joy of Living levels, and I'm starting the Path of Liberation, which is more of a Buddhist traditional practice. But his Joy of Living program is not religious at all, and it's just the philosophy of Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism. So anyway, that's a bit about me and my background of meditation, and kind of a bit about what meditation is. And I just want to share you some quotes from Yogi Mingyur Rinpoche and John Kabat-Zinn as well to help explain a bit more what meditation is. So all that we are this is Yogi Mingyur Rinpoche. All that we are looking for in life, all the happiness, contentment, and peace of mind is right here in the present moment. Our very own awareness itself is fundamentally pure and good. The only problem is that we get so caught up in the ups and downs of life that we don't take the time to pause and notice what we already have. Yeah, so it's unveiling something, this peace that we already have within us, is what he's saying. He also says, ultimately, happiness comes down to choosing between the discomfort of becoming aware of your mental afflictions and the discomfort of being ruled by them. So when you meditate, you're not ruled by your thoughts and emotions because you're aware of them. And being aware of things can make you feel more. It can just make you feel more. So that can be a difficulty with meditation. But you get past that and you feel the affects the positive effects much more than any sort of bringing up of traumas that can occur. So John Kabat-Zinn says, "You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf." And I love that one because it just really states what is going on when we meditate. We're really just accepting the waves as they come and go and using our awareness as kind of a ground to walk on, like gravity or like gravity does, or yeah, the earth. So anyway, so John Kabat-Zinn also says mindfulness practice or meditation practice means that we commit fully in each moment to be present, inviting ourselves to interface with the moment in full awareness, with the intention to embody as best we can an orientation of calmness, mindfulness, and equanimity right here and right now. He also says the little things, the little moments, they aren't little. I love that as well. Because in these little moments are when we can really find our inner peace. And every moment is a new opportunity to find our inner peace. Unveil it. So now that we've done that, we can have another sit. Um, Another about 20 minutes or so, or 20, 30 minutes. So if you're sitting up straight, just check your posture. Bring your chin down, shoulders back. But if you want to lie down and just do that, that's totally okay. Just be comfortable. And that's the most important thing. As comfortable as you can, because sometimes you just can't get comfortable, and that's okay too. So just notice. Notice where you are in your body, in your mind, in your emotions. Just notice anything. And we're just going to bring our awareness to anything that comes and goes in our mind without judging, without expecting, but just accepting with loving kindness, accepting. And now we can bring our awareness to our breath. Our breath is something that's always with us, that we can always, almost always rely on. As long as we're breathing, we're probably alive. So, so you can bring your awareness to that and use that to ground yourself in the present moment. We call this an anchor in our meditation practice. You can use anything as an anchor. Breath is just a really good one to calm your nervous system and to connect to your body as well. Notice if your breath is shallow or deep. Notice if it's tight or relaxed. And just allow. And if you have a chaotic mind like mine is, that's okay. It's totally natural. Our brain, um, as someone said, I don't know who said this, but I just remember from learning it from my practice recently, the brain secretes thoughts. So sometimes your brain just wants to think, and that's okay. It's natural. Just notice. Notice what kind of thoughts. If they're overwhelming, you could name them. Or just bring your awareness to your breath. Just focus on your breath, a soft, gentle focus, not too fixed, just using it as an anchor. Now that you're connected with your breath, we're going to inhale rainbow crystal light. So just the image, you can imagine inhaling this clearing energy, this rainbow crystal light with every inhale, and exhaling any toxic gray energy. And just give that to yourself, that positive rainbow crystal light with every inhale and every exhale, releasing that gray toxic energy that you don't need, the worries, the stress, the overthinking, the planning, the ruminating. Just release it all into the earth or into the atmosphere, however you want to clear it out of this world, even. You can imagine it just disappearing out of existence. And allow that image to take over your mind. Inhaling rainbow crystal light and exhaling any toxic, negative energy. And this is called a Tonglen practice. Tonglen just means sending and taking. So we're taking in that positive rainbow light and really just sending love to ourselves. If the rainbow light and all that stuff is a bit weird for you, that's totally fine. You can just say, I wish myself to be happy. And I wish myself to be free from suffering. And just breathe in the wish to be happy and exhale the wish to be free from suffering. Just connecting that to your breath in any way you'd like to. And as you breathe in this rainbow light, I'm going to read a quote from Lama Rod Owens. The most profound practice I have ever been taught by my teachers is simply letting my shit fall apart. Developing the courage to sit with all my rough edges, the ugliness, the destructive and suffocating storylines I have perpetuated about myself, and letting go of the same suffocating storylines other people maintain about me. And that was Lama Rod Owens. And just breathing in that his words and exhaling any negative sensations, any negative thoughts. Just breathing in the words of John Kabat-Zinn. Maybe the fear is that we are less than we think we are, when the actuality of it is that we are much, much more. Breathing in that rainbow light, crystal light, and exhaling negative sensations, negative emotions. Breathing in compassion and love for yourself. And what Pema Chodron says, the only reason we don't open our hearts and minds to other people is that they trigger confusion in us. We don't feel brave enough or sane enough to deal with. To the degree that we look clearly and compassionately at ourselves, we feel confident and fearless about looking into someone else's eyes. Breathing in her words, breathing out any fear, looking in ourselves and breathing in compassion. And breathing out the fears that we might have, the self-doubt. Yongey Mingyur Rinpoche says, meditation is really quite simple. All we have to do is embrace each experience with awareness and open our hearts fully to the present moment. When we are completely at ease with our own being, the ripples of awareness naturally spread out in all directions, touching the lives of everyone we meet. Just notice this. Imagine this ripple effect that you're causing right now by giving yourself love, giving yourself compassion. It's a drop in a pond, but the ripples can be endless. And now that we've given ourselves love and compassion, we can give it to all beings as well. So we're going to inhale all the world's toxic energy, toxic gray matter, negativity. Breathe it into our hearts and then transform it into that love, compassion, just by knowing in yourself that you want these people to be happy and free from suffering. All beings in the world and in the universe. So send that rainbow light out on every exhale, and every inhale, breathe in the toxicity of the world, transforming it into in your heart, and breathing it out again as this rainbow crystal light. And as you do this Tonglen sending and taking practice, we'll think about the words of Pema Chodron. If we learn to open our hearts, anyone, including the people who drive us crazy, can be our teacher. So we'll include all the people that drive us crazy in this sending practice, sending love to the world, sending compassion to every being there is, the negative, the positive, the neutral, yourself included. And Pema Chodron says, compassion is not a relationship between the healer and the wounded. It is a relationship between equals. Only when we know our own darkness well can we be present with the darkness of others. Compassion becomes real when we recognize our shared humanity. We'll bring in those words, all the toxicity that the world feels, and really exhale love, compassion, crystal rainbow light, or just the wish for everyone to be happy and free from suffering. Breathing in and out. It can be small breaths, it can be big breaths, it doesn't matter. The strength of your breath. Just know what you're doing is sending love and compassion out and transforming negative energy. And Yogi Benga Rinpoche says, if we could see the whole truth in any situation, our only response would be one of compassion. And we can allow these words to just sink in. Just noticing if you have any thoughts or sensations that come up, dialogues or self-doubts or any negative sensations, we can give ourselves love again. Just repeat what we did before, giving yourself that rainbow light. If you feel like you need a bit more at the end, that's totally normal. Or if you want to keep sending out love and compassion, that's okay too. Whatever you feel you need to do right now is what's best for you. Just taking that into account as you breathe in and out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Now just being here. Feeling anything that you're feeling. You can come back to your body. Come back to just your breath. Without sending or taking. Just being. Just breathing. Just being here. Just being now. Being open to anything, positive, negative, or neutral. Without judgment, without expectation. There is no perfect meditation practice. It's just practice. Even if you think you're doing it wrong, just notice those thoughts. That's a part of the practice, is noticing self-doubt. You can be curious about it. Just knowing that it's there. Being aware. And like clouds in the sky, they come and go. Nothing is permanent. So just noticing that as you bring your awareness to anything that comes and goes in your mind. We call this open awareness practice. Just not having any anchor. Just being open to anything in your mind or in your awareness, in your perception. Now, at the very end of our practice, we dedicate it to the happiness of all beings. Dedicate our practice to all beings to be happy and free from suffering, and extend that wish to yourself as well. That's why we practice. That's why we take the time out of our day to just be. There is benefit for everyone. Accepting, practicing acceptance in any moment, practicing non-judgment, practicing allowing. And know that you can do this anywhere, anytime, on anything. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I'm on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook if you want to connect with me. I'm Emzy Shadows, EMZY Shadows, and I hope to see you again. Have an awesome day. Thank you.